Welcome back to the What's Up Eddie channel, Divine Therapy Sessions, and of course I'm the one and only Eddie. So glad to have you guys back. And these are my Divine Therapy Sessions. And in today's Eddie's Life Hacks, lesson number 5, and this is a lesson in karma. So before I talk about it, I want to talk about karma a little bit. So when we think about it, we always think of it in terms of like we're getting paid back for something, or we're getting paid back something good or bad. Karma is just the way that God or universe, you have your own discernment, whatever you want to call karma, but it's just it's an absolute law, right? It's the law of cause and effect. And when we actually get into these universal laws and principles of the universe, we realize that there's something more, there's something bigger in charge, right? There's something above us. Has to be. Why would there be a law, right? Because a law is above us, right? Yeah, so I mean, do the math, right? So anyways, karma is just it's a cause and effect, right? It's the law of cause and effect. So whatever you put out there, it's going to come back to you. It's not bias. It's just giving back to what you gave. So if you give good to the universe, or if you give an action of good, what we deem good, it's going to give back to you eventually. And if you're going to give bad out to the universe, if you're in shadow, it's going to give that back to you as well. So ensure before you actually, this will make you think about what you do before you do it, right? So there's more to it. You want to ensure that you're doing good by other people, but do good by yourself, right? And this all goes back to like old teachings. You know, behind closed doors, what are you doing, right? If you're doing good, you got nothing to worry about in the future, right? Or you don't have anything to worry about when you're out of the closed doors. So ensure that you're doing good in all of your endeavors. And when you do that, you have a clear conscience. You got nothing to worry about, right? It's those little fine details of when we're doing things in the cuts where it actually jacks us up. So let's get into my stories. I'm going to tell you where karma has showed me the greatest victories and where I actually was in shadow and karma paid me back. And the harsh realities of karma, you guys, is it doesn't come, sometimes it comes back to you quickly, and then sometimes it'll come back to you when you least expect it. And this is both for positive and negative, right? Or bad and good. So my first story I want to talk about is when I was in the cuts doing that dirt, and we all know what that's about. So, and this is it, guys. Like, it doesn't matter. Your past doesn't make you who you are. You can always change it. Nothing is definitive. They're just energies that we're in, right? And it can be changed at all times. And you can start from today and ensure that the future holds something good for you. So you are planting the seeds today to bear the tree, bear the fruit later. So the first story I want to tell you about is how karma paid my little ass back, and this one hurt. So there was the time period of when I was in a relationship, and I was married. I was a scumbag, and I wasn't always that way, but I got into a point where all my bad qualities, I was so in self, in ego, in pride, envy, lust, and I always had that good heart, but I would make such terrible decisions, so immersed in alcoholism, in drug addiction, hiding it. So you can imagine how the relationship was. It was difficult for the other person. So when I introduced other relationships into my energy field, this is where everything collapsed for me, right? Because women, they're not dumb. They're intuitive. They're born with that innate in them. They know when you've been jacking around. We're the ones that take forever to realize that, you know what I mean? And half the time, a woman just wants you to be faithful to them, to love them, to be the pillar for them, right? You don't need all that extra BS. But anyways, So I actually, I never got caught per se, but she knew. She always knew. And so there's a time period where I actually got out of the military and then was doing the same stuff out, back in normal population or civilization. I'm talking like as if I just got out of jail or something, right? But I got served karma in the most harshest way. Eventually, this woman could not take what I was dishing out anymore, right? She had to save herself, because what I was doing, and a good way to explain this is, she was in an ocean and she's swimming and trying to figure out this life thing, right? And I'm drowning. I got weights on my, I put some weights on purpose around my ankles, and I'm drowning, and I need someone to hold on to, and I was drowning her as well. So she had to let me go, and I would never blame her for that. She needed to do that. So that was the first moment when she left, is when it first started. And karma slowly but surely hammered me over and over in each relationship that I was in. It showed me the other side of it, the other side of the coin, what it feels like to be played, what it feels like to be taken advantage of, what it feels like to be cheated on. See, God wasn't getting revenge. I was just reaping what I sowed. I now got what I gave out, and I got it. I got it back in full. It hurt, but it also, in hindsight, when I look back at it, I learned so much from it. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, you guys. It's universe's way, God's way of teaching us pertinent lessons that, I taught this woman a lesson. Unfortunately, it was terrible. And then I got taught in return. And now I teach you guys. Isn't that amazing how our Maker, teaches us lessons? Now, let's get into a more positive, upbeat one. I want to end this video with something more positive. So, the way that I live my life now is I ensure that I give, right? Whether that's my energy, my time, donations, and for me, it's mostly helping people, not to solve their problems, but more of an advice, right? And also putting these videos out is an energetic exchange, right? I'm boosting, heightening, I'm raising the vibration, right? So by putting this beautiful energy out into the universe, I live constantly in an influx and an outflow of positive energy. I try diligently to behave in a way that's going to make someone else feel better, be better, and I raise people up, right? So I use more of like the story of like the present, right? Ever since I had gotten sober, I had started doing this, right? And I can't tell you the multitude of gifts that I've received, whether that's my vehicle, scholarships, and the way that it happened, it's just insane. Like, people don't normally get this, and a person like me, I never received that before, right? But it's because of the state that I made the change, right? I stopped treating people in a way of like getting over on them. I tell the truth. I ensure when I do something wrong, I clean it up right then and there. Or if it takes me a couple weeks, it's gonna stay. It stays in my energy field. I could feel it, so I have to go clean that up, right? I can't tell you the blessings that karma will give to you when you. And I don't want to say all the things that I've done because I feel as though it takes away from it. But you guys get the concept, right? So I want to end this with just this. This isn't me telling you what to do or making you feel bad about what you're doing. But this is the way the universe works, right? If you want to be in a place of high vibration, put that out. And when you do that, and this is just another way of saying this. The way that we treat our outer world is the way that we treat our inner world. When we're in low vibrations, which is anger, lust, envy, pride, ego, when we're doing dirt on someone else, we feel that because we feel that about ourselves. A lot of the times we need to just turn the coin on ourselves and say, that's how I'm talking to myself. That's how I treat myself daily. I don't show myself love. And that's why we treat people that way. But if we turn it and start treating ourselves with love, keeping people at bay that don't need to be in our lives, choosing to love ourselves, choosing to do things for other people. Now, I know that it's hard at first, right? Not all of us have a big heart, and it takes time, it takes practice. But like I said, there is no bias. If you do it even from a place of you say that you don't have a good heart, oh, I gave that person this so I can receive this. Who cares? Go do that. Do that until your heart gets into have your heart catch up to your mind, right? Your mind's, no matter what energy you're coming from, at least you're in the process of giving. You're helping another human being, and you can't go wrong with that. Eventually your heart will get there. That's all I have, you guys. Make sure to subscribe. I love you guys. Always spread love and light, you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.